Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here on a very warm, unseasonably warm day in February here in Hong Kong. Look at that beautiful blue sky, but I have another awesome phone to share with you guys. My first impressions of the Vivo V50. Your first look on Frankie Tech of this awesome mid-range beast from Vivo. Now, Vivo's been producing a number of really awesome phones, but I think this V50 really strikes a great balance in terms of the design and the features. Let's talk about it first with design. At 7.39 millimeters, 189 grams, this is a super slim device. There you see the camera module. It's got a very rounded look, and you have the Aura light here at the bottom as well in gray color. They do have a red color version as well, but I do like the gray. It's very simplified. You do have plastic edges on this phone, but then you see the top dual speakers on this device, so it's very nice to see that on the top and the bottom. I do like the look of this phone, especially the edge. If you notice here, guys, you see it's curved on all sides. That's a very premium feature, and I love that we have it here on the Vivo V50. You can see now, talking about display, at 6.77 inch, 120 hertz AMOLED display. It is super bright, and let's jump into the phone. You can see tiny bezels, top and bottom, and 120 hertz AMOLED. It is buttery smooth, guys. No issues whatsoever in terms of display. And I will say it also gets plenty bright. You see, it is pretty sunny out here today, and look how bright that display gets. Vivo is just doing a great job in terms of display tech on this V50. Now, talking about performance, we have the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. And let me jump into the details of this phone so you can have a look. Here we go. There you see it with 12 gigs of RAM, and we have 512 gigs of storage on this specific unit. Now, the 7 Gen 3, yes, you can say it's getting a little slower than you might have seen from other Dimensity chips I've reviewed recently on the channel. But looking at the Antutu scores, let's jump in there. We can have a look. 800,000. Yeah, that's definitely a mid-range score at this point. You know, you're seeing phones with the Dimensity chipsets like the 8200, the 9200 that are achieving well over 1 million, 1.5, even 2 million. So yeah, this is not going to be a performance beast, but I do think overall day-to-day use has been smooth. Everything flows very easily. And I told you guys this before, I think FunTouch OS is becoming one of my favorite skins on Android. It just does the job, and it's very smooth and clean, very different from previous FunTouch iterations. Now, talking about the battery, this is incredible, guys. Think about how slim a device this is, and it still houses a 6,000 milliampere capacity battery with a 90-watt flash charge. That is amazing. And I think on top of that, with this size display, this will easily go day and a half of use, no issues whatsoever. Like I mentioned before, we do have the dual speakers on this device, but let's get to it, guys. The thing that most smartphones are all about now. These things, I mean, yeah, we use them as smartphones, but we really are using these as the cameras of our lives. And the cameras are the most important aspect of this phone. Talking about the 50 megapixel Zeiss lens on the main camera here, an AI main camera with a 50 megapixel ultra wide and a 50 megapixel group selfie camera. I gotta tell you guys, the results on this camera are pretty spectacular. Here you see the 1x shot, and there you see the 2x. A lot of detail there. Let's zoom in there for you, and you can see. Also, I do like the way they use the focal lengths to do all this, so you can really go 46 millimeters to the 2x all the way up to 20x. Let's take a shot here, 20x, so you can see some detail. There we go, and boom. Zoom out, and you can see that is a lot of detail. You can see the barges on the other side of the harbor. It's a pretty hazy day, actually, so to get that much clarity and detail from this lens, I think, is great. But of course, we have the Aura light, which has done some pretty interesting things. Here were some of my friends playing around with some of the camera features. I'm only going to show myself here. Look at that beauty mode. My gosh. Gosh, that is hilarious. Yeah, some of the beauty modes are obviously ridiculous, but I do think if you're looking just to have a solid camera here for selfies, this 50 megapixel camera with Aura light on the rear, and there's Frankie Tech himself. I just want to double check something here for certain. Where are we in terms of video? And I will have to check that later, but I'm pretty sure with a 50 megapixel camera that this is going to be housing that 4K video capability on the front as well. All in all, guys, I think the Vivo V50 is a great device. The only issue here really comes down to performance. Is the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 enough for this day and age? I think it definitely still can be a daily driver, but it's going to be a bit more difficult in terms of the long-term duration of this device. But hit me up in the comments, guys. What are your thoughts on this Vivo V50? Do you think it is a solid package? I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon for future updates. Once again, apologies for my voice, guys. I'm a little bit under the weather, getting over it very soon. But I do appreciate all the support. Stay tuned for more great content on this phone. I will be sharing more photos of the ones I've taken on X very soon, and appreciate all the support. So that's it for this one, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one. A few little trolls in the video here, guys. Sorry for that. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Take care, and so long.